Okay, we're going to get started. Now, as you can see, I have a whole bunch of um, different files. Some I've downloaded from the marketplace, some I've started working on my own. Lots of different resources. One I strongly suggest, and I'll put that in the notes, is I do want you guys to get a few of these things so that we can actually utilize some of the same assets later on. So, no time like the present to just download a few. Content examples, you want to get that. That's a big one. Now, depending on your hard drive space and stuff, there's a lot of cool ones you can get. Um, Water planes, landscape mountains, but really, really content examples is huge. Water planes is really good because you can backwards deconstruct the water. Um, and the realistic rendering. But these are all really good if you have not gotten some of them. And if you have a decent amount of hard drive space, it's a good thing to check out. It really is. The Elemental demo is gorgeous. It's a pretty big file. Not as big as the Buenos Kite. This thing is ridiculously big. So unless you have a lot of bandwidth and you don't mind downloading humongous files. And when I say big, this is like it's several gigs. I mean, it's ginormous. So just be careful of that when you actually click on some of these and you take a look at them. Um, Make sure to really look. Yeah, 50 gigabytes. This is no joke. So this is like ginormous, and you have to have a really monster machine to run it properly. My machine is really powerful, and it still kind of coughs a little bit on this one. So just keep that in mind. This is a beast. But enough about that. We're gonna go to the library, and I'm gonna assume that you guys are, you know, you've already taken a few classes and but feel free, please ask me questions if there's something I go over, or there's something you're like, hey, we never went over that, then I can do a double take and go, oh, I'm sorry, and we can backtrack and we can get up and running. This first week, while I'm getting to know you guys and to know what you have taken and stuff, and I want you to get used to if you have questions, and I might be like, oh yeah, I'll go over that, or man, ooh, let me rearrange some stuff, or we'll cover that a little bit later because it's not a quick and easy question, but we will get to it. I'm gonna use 413, so we'll launch that out, and we're actually going to make a new project because I want to walk through how we're going to set everything up. Okay, so once again, like a ton of stuff. We're going to go new project. And just so we can walk around and we have a, pawn like a little character or basically a general character. It's inside of there. I'm going to choose the FPS, the first person template. Don't worry, shooting ping pong balls. This just gives us a really good walk around that we can look around at. And I'm going to, so we can have all the nice bells and whistles, I'm just going to say desktop console, maximum quality with starter content so that we have some stuff that we can pull open and look at and, and really see what's going on. And I'm just going to call this one shader dev 1. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this a little bit different. I'm so sorry. I'm actually going to go in and call this one Thai shader dev 1. And this is going to be important later because the way you guys are going to turn in your files, okay? It's not that big of a deal. I've actually organized it, so if you forgot already hit create and you didn't put that in there, don't lose it. It's okay. I'm just putting it in there as a extra backup, but it's not a big deal. So I'm just going to say create project, and I always, because I'm on a laptop and I have an SSD drive as my main drive, and then I have a secondary, I always put the projects on the secondary because these will fill up that SSD really fast. Okay. So while it's building that out, and that should only take a minute because it's not, not major. Um, this particular video is just how we're going to set things up, and then I'll do one right after that is essentially how we're going to actually do our shaders. And I apologize for these seeming last minute. They are a little last minute, not because I um, didn't want to do them. It was because some of the files that I was expecting are the example files and stuff weren't there. So I'm basically making those right now, which actually I'm happy about because it allows me to jump in and do it exactly the way I wanna, which is fun. So, all right, so I've got my scene here. We've got our sun and all that kind of stuff in here. We even have some, if I right click and play from here, we even have some physics objects. Just hit escape to jump out of that. Okay, so you may have a different configuration. That's okay. Um, and I might change mine a little bit later. But here's my content stuff over here and my things. This is the way I want you guys to set this up. So this has the first person meshes and stuff. It has the blueprints, first person BP, um, geometry meshes, which are really basic, and the starter content, which has a lot more stuff into it. We'll dig into a little later. What I want to do, and this will make more sense a little bit later, is click on where it says content. And I'm going to right click on there. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to say that I want to make a new folder that's going to be in here. And I want to make a new folder because when you guys upload this, you are going to upload the whole project. And the first time you upload it is going to be pretty big. But if you actually upload, you make a separate folder like what we're going to do, and I'm just going to make a brand new folder in the content folder itself, and I'm going to call it Ties Assets. And press enter. And inside of Ties Assets, I'm going to create a few new folders. One, I'll call, I'll call it Materials. Another one I will create, call Textures. And one more called Meshes. So, Materials, Textures, and Meshes. And the reason I did this is because before I go any further, I'm just going to say save and save all. And the reason I'm doing this is because inside of this project folder now, if I right click on it, one of these folders, and then I say show in Explorer. Here is my entire project, my game project. Under content, takes a second. Then you'll notice we have some different folders inside of here. And if I actually go in, let's do this. I'm going to go to Ties Assets, show in Explorer. And it's not really showing anything yet because I haven't put anything into it yet, but you could see that the folder is actually there. Okay. And that's actually going to be important because this is how I'm going to organize it. Once I start putting stuff in there, it goes, oh, you're keeping things in there. And it's actually going to allow me to basically keep some stuff in there. So what I want to do is I'm setting this up, and then once I start saving them, sometimes I'll just wait until I'm actually pulling stuff in, but I'll actually have that all ready. So you can see now I've got my project, I've got it all saved up, and then I can start bringing in some files and we can create our first material. Let's put a hold on there, and then we'll start off next by creating a material.